Let's take up chapter 2 MCQs NCRT exemplar book, and it's going to be very important and you can expect definitely out of these 11 MCQs in your exams. So let's straightway take up the MCQs. The first question says, if one of the zeros of quadratic polynomial this is minus 3, then find the value of k. Now we shall substitute minus 3 in place of x. So it simply means that p of minus 3 is 0 because minus 3 is one of the zeros. So let us substitute the value k minus 1 into minus 3 square plus k into minus 3 plus 1, and this must be 0. Let's solve it. 9 into k minus 1 minus 3k plus 1 is equal to 0. 9k minus 9 minus 3k plus 1 is 0. 6k is equal to 8, and value of k comes out to be 8 by 6, that is 4 by 3. So this was the question in which we have to solve it out to get the option, and option 1 is correct. Let's go to the second one. A quadratic polynomial whose zeros are minus 3 and 4 is dash. Now zeros are given to be minus 3 and 4. So alpha is minus 3 and beta is 4. Now there are two methods to it. Firstly, that you find out the sum and product of zeros. Sum comes out to be 1 and product comes out to be minus 12. So what do you remember the formula? X square minus sum of the zeros into x plus product. Straight away apply this. X square minus sum x plus product. That means plus minus 12, which gives you x square minus x minus 12. Now see, do we have any option? So let us check out for the C option. See, if I divide all of them by 2, you know that I can divide by a constant. It does not make a difference to the zeros of the polynomial, okay? So this gives you x square by 2 minus x by 2 minus 6. Alright. Now, this seems to be matching my option C. So, okay, now I told you there are two methods, so let us see the alternative method also. You can do it on your own. Second method says that if alpha is a 0, then x minus alpha is a factor. If beta is a 0, then x minus beta is a factor. So x minus minus 3 means x plus 3 and x minus 4 is the polynomial, and I can just solve it out. Using shortcut technique, x square plus 3 into minus 4 minus 1x plus 3 into minus 4 minus 12, I can directly reach here. Now again I have to meet the option and I will see that I will divide throughout by 2. So this was the alternate method. Let's go to question number 3. Question number 3 says, if the zeros of quadratic polynomial this are 2 and minus 3, then we have to find the values of a and b. Now it says since 2 is a 0, so let us find p of 2, that is 2 square plus a plus 1 into 2 plus b must be equal to 0. Why? Because 2 is a 0. Let's solve it. So this gets me 2a plus b is equal to minus 6. Let me name this as first equation. So p of minus 3 is minus 3 square plus a plus 1 into minus 3 plus b is equal to 0, which gets, and I get minus 3a plus b is equal to minus 6. I hope that you are okay with the calculations. Now this is the second equation. Now you may solve it using the chapter 3 linear equations into variables, or since both of them are equal to minus 6, you may simply equate them. 2a plus b is equal to minus 3a plus b. You get 5a is equal to b minus b, that is 0, or a comes out to be 0. Substituting in any one of them, let's substitute in first. 2 into 0 plus b is equal to minus 6. So I get b is equal to minus 6. So let me check for the option a 0 and b minus 6. Do I have an option? Yes, a 0 b minus 6. So D is the correct answer for this. Now let's go to question number 4. It says number of polynomials having zeros as minus 2 and 5 is dash. So how many polynomials can we have with any two zeros? You can directly write that since the answer is infinite, right? So number of zeros is more than 3. If you want to work it out, because they have not asked the polynomial, they are simply asking the number of polynomials whose zeros are this. So the polynomial whose zeros will be minus 2 and 5. The polynomial with zeros minus 2 and 5 will be x plus 2 into x minus 5, right, which gives you x square minus 3x minus 10. But if I multiply it with any constant, the zeros are going to be minus 2 and 5 only. Even if I multiply with 2 or 3 or 4 or minus 1. So the answer is infinite. For infinite, our which option will go? More than 3. This is the option more than 3. This will be the answer. Alright. Now let's check out for question number 5. Given that one of the zeros of cubic polynomials, this is 0, the product of other two zeros will be dash. It's a cubic polynomial. Ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, and one of the zeros is 0. So alpha is 0. We have to find product of other zeros, means we have to find beta and gamma if alpha, beta, gamma are the zeros. Now for this, you know that sum of product of two zeros taken at a time, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, the formula for which is C over A. Sum of all the zeros is minus B over A. Sum of product of two zeros taken at a time is C over A, and product of all the zeros is minus D over A. You know this. Now if alpha is a 0, if alpha is equal to 0, then this becomes 0. Beta into gamma plus gamma into 0 is equal to C over A. So we get the product of other two zeros as C over A. So this is the answer. Again, do not cram. Simply you need to know the answer. So B is the answer, right? Let's go to question number 6. It says if one of the zeros of this cubic polynomial is minus 1, then find the product of other two zeros. Let alpha is equal to minus 1 and we need to find the product of beta and gamma. So for this, let us find out what is the product of all the three zeros, alpha, beta, gamma. Formula for product of all the three zeros is minus d over a. But here d is what? C, right? So minus c over a. What is a here? A is 1. So alpha is given to be minus 1. So minus 1 into beta gamma is equal to minus c. So my product comes out to be C. But C is not the option. You see the options. In the option, C is eliminated. There is no option of only C. So we need to find the value of C actually. So let us find out the value of C. If alpha is equal to minus 1 is a 0, so can I say that P of minus 1 is equal to 0? So wherever I have x, I can put alpha as minus 1. I get minus 1 cube plus a into minus 1 square plus b into minus 1 plus c is equal to 0. What do I get? Minus 1 plus a minus b plus c is equal to 0. So the value of c comes out to be 1 minus a plus b. And my answer is also C, and value of c is 1 minus a plus b. Let me check for the options. Do I have 1 minus a plus b? Yes. Option number A matches exactly what I have calculated. So A is the right answer for question number 6. So I hope you get it. This is a very, very important question. Let's go to question number 7. It says zeros of quadratic polynomial x square plus 99x plus 127 are both positive, both negative, one positive and one negative, or they are equal. So for this question, mind it, we are not going to solve the zeros. It's not possible. Splitting is not being done. We cannot solve the zeros. We shall apply the logic here. Okay. So let us see what is the sum of zeros. Formula for sum of the zeros is minus b over a, which is minus 99. What is the product of the zeros? Formula for product of the zeros is c over a, which gives me 127 over 1, that is 127. Now since the product is positive, so either both are negative or both are positive. Because if we had one positive and one negative, then the product would not have been positive, right? If we multiply two negative, it makes a positive, or two positive, it makes a positive. So firstly, either they are both negative or they are both positive. Now, if they are both positive, their sum would not be negative, right? If I add positive plus positive, my answer is going to be positive. So that means both must be negative. Alright. So do I have an option for both negative? Yes. B will be the right answer for this, both negative. I hope you understand. It's a logical question. Very good question. Let's go to question number 8. The zeros of quadratic polynomial x square plus kx plus k. Again, it is a similar kind of question. Either it's asking they cannot both be positive, cannot both be negative, are always unequal or are always equal. So let us again write down the sum. Let the sum is minus b over a. So sum is equal to minus k. Formula is what? Minus b over a. What is the formula for product? C over a. That means product is k. Again apply the logic. Sum is negative and product is positive. But here we are not aware what is k. Like here we knew that it is 127, it is positive 127. But here the product is k. But what if k itself is negative? Suppose here we have in place of k, here we have minus 4. So product will be minus 4. So we are not aware what is k. So we have to take both the cases. Okay, let us take case 1. If k is positive. If k is positive, then we have sum is negative and product is positive. Again, we'll apply the rule in question number 7, logic in question number 7. If product is positive, either both negative or both positive. Now, since sum is negative, so both must be negative. Case 2. If k is negative. Now my sum becomes minus k, means negative of negative. My sum becomes positive and my product is k, which is negative. So my product becomes negative. Now if the product is negative, what it means? It means both cannot be or positive. Both of them can't be negative or positive, right? Because product is negative, so one of them has to be negative. One is positive and one is negative. Alright. So let us check out for the option. That means our A option is correct. Cannot both be positive. So students, are not supposed to cram them at all. Alright, they are all logical. Once you know the logic, you can apply logic to any question, and any type of question if comes in the exam, you can solve it. Okay, let's go to question number 9. It says if zeros of this quadratic polynomial, it is a general form, are equal, then what can you say about the signs? C and A have opposite signs? C and B have opposite signs? C and A have same sign, or C and B have same sign? So let us see if both the zeros are equal. Then both zeros are either positive or both are negative because they are equal to each other. So in both the cases, their product must be positive, right? Now let us see what is the product in case of ax square plus bx plus c. The product is, what is the product of two zeros? C over a. That means C over a must be positive, alright? C over a must be positive. And when it is possible? When it is possible that C over A is positive? When both C and A have same signs. Then only they can be positive. Either both of them are positive or both of them are negative. Alright. So let us check out for the option. Yes. C and A have the same sign. So option C is correct here. It gives us that option C is correct. So these are all logical questions. I hope you are getting benefited from it. Students, please do not stick yourself to only NCERT. Must go beyond NCERT, and these what I am taking up are, these are questions from NCERT exemplar. These are even important, more important than NCERT, because NCERT hardly contains any MCQ. So these are very, very important MCQs from examination point of view. Let's straight go to question number 10. If one of the zeros of this polynomial is negative of the other, then what can you say? One of the zeros is negative of the other. The polynomial is given to be x square plus ax plus b. One of the zeros is negative of the other. Means if one zero is alpha, the other zero is minus alpha. So in this case, can you tell me what will be the sum? Sum will be 0. Alright, and what is sum here? Formula for sum is minus b over a, right? What is the formula for sum? Sum of the zeros minus b over a. What is b here? Here b is actually a, and what is a here? A is actually 1. So sum comes out to be minus a, and minus a is 0. This gives me a is 0. After having worked this much, let us check the options. Now it says it has no linear term and the constant term is negative. Now firstly, no linear term. If a is 0, then this term becomes 0. Alright, this term becomes 0. So first thing that we get from this is that linear term is 0. ये तो qualify हो गया that linear term is 0. Okay, now let us see the options again. No linear term, no linear term. There are two options which contains no linear term. C and D are ruled out. ठीक है? But then about constant term again something is asked, that constant term is negative or positive. For that, let us work out the product. What is the product? Product is alpha into minus alpha, which is negative, minus alpha square. And what is the product from question? Formula for product is C over A. C is B. So B over 1 is equal to negative minus alpha square, which gives me B must be negative because this is alpha squared. So B must be negative. B means here constant term. So this gives us that no linear term and constant term is negative. So we have reached to A option. I hope you understand. See, again I am telling you, these are very, very important questions. These will not be taught to you in the school. These logics are very important to be applied for any exam. Say for your NTSC or Olympiads, any kind of Olympiads, or even for your board exams, all these questions are important. Let's go to question number 11 straight away. Which of the following is not the graph of a quadratic polynomial? So you should know that graph of a quadratic polynomial is a parabola, which is facing either upwards or downwards, right? So A, B and C, all three are graphs of parabolas. It's only D which is not a graph of a parabola. So D is the right answer. Alright, so with this we are done with the assignment for chapter 2. Please stay tuned for more MCQ.